Hey, 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 good morning. Welcome to Morning Coffee with Sandy. Have a sip and a smile. Did you see my mug? Isn't that cute? I'm sorry for what I said before I had my coffee. You know, coffee does a lot of wonderful things, but mostly totally starts to clear up my head, which usually is filled with headaches when I wake up. But after my first cup of coffee in a few minutes, that headache pretty much disappears and I feel like a normal, happy human being again. Yay! So here we are in the studio on what looks like it's going to be a very cold Wednesday morning. I don't usually play tennis until 8ish, but this morning, as soon as I finish here, I've got to zoom into my tennis clothes and get to the tennis court because I'm playing with my sweetie this morning before he starts work. That means we play early. That means it's going to be cold outside. Okay, I know you're not going to buy my complaints because some of you are having snow and freezing, and I'm just about to complain about it being in the 50s. I think the 50s is really cold, and it probably won't be more than like maybe 60 when we finish at 9 o'clock. But this is going to be another beautiful week in paradise, and we're going to have our weather in the 80s. Interestingly, our hottest part of the day is not at noon like most of you. It's more like at 4 in the afternoon, which is kind of cool because it extends the possibilities of the day, doesn't it? I mean, you can stay out and play longer. Yeah. Well, until the streetlights come on anyway. I don't think we have streetlights in my neighborhood. I guess you can stay out indefinitely. What a fun place to live. Okay, good morning. Okay. Apparently, we're going to have to get Opa to explain this to everybody. Opa shows up in what she calls the YouTube waiting room. In polishing my glasses, I just broke off the end. That's not a good thing. How am I going to read my notes to you? And it was my last pair of my favorite glasses. They're very old now. I admit that. But I love the shape of them. It's hard to find round cheater glasses. I don't wear glasses, you know. I just use cheaters for reading. Yeah. Oh, look, I got some I got more choices. Yay! Thank you. Oh, it's so good to have someone listening who's just a room away, right? Okay, I'm back in biz. I got some cheaters I can use here. No problem. So, what is today? Today is March 3rd. Can you believe that? It's March 3rd already. It's going to be a pretty busy week. Happy afterbirth to Jonathan Corver. That's my favorite thing to wish people the day after their birthday. Oh, Oprah doesn't know how the waiting room works, but she gets there like before we start live streaming, and then she's already there when we start, but she doesn't know how it works. Dang it. We're going to have to figure this one out. Okay, so first thing I want to tell you is that this morning I had 11 new requests to join What Do I Say, What Do I Do? You know, I am anxious to have our group grow, grow, grow. We're so close to being at 1,000 already. But these people are obviously not real people. I mean, how can you go to high school and college and work at the same time and live in the United States and Europe at the same time, and they don't answer the questions, and I know they're fake and I don't understand it. I want to grow the group, but not with fake accounts. And the question then becomes, what's in it for these fake accounts? I know I've asked you that over and over, and so far nobody really knows. They can't advertise because we don't allow advertising. They can't steal information because there's no information available. What do I say? What do I do is a site where we post word art by Sandye and happy memes every day and positive stuff from Tracy and from those of you who decide to share. I don't know what's in it for them. I don't know what I'm protecting us from, but I keep declining these people. Invite your friends. Then I can feel good about it, right? If your friends are part of the group, I know I can probably trust that they're real people, right? Your friends are real people, aren't they? Okay, for the most part. Let's see, what does it say? Oh, okay. So I only asked 2 questions, and you're saying if they don't answer the questions, they're out of here. Okay, maybe I'll start doing that then, and that would make it much easier for me than trying to look up each person and see if they're real people. Okay. Hey, guess what I did yesterday? First, thanks to my sweetie who said, if your mother used to love pistachios so much, why don't you go bring her some pistachios? So yesterday when I went food shopping, it's so good to be double vaccinated. I still wear a double mask, but I feel so much safer while I'm in the market. Anyway, I got my mother pistachios in the shell, pistachios out of the shell, miniature Hershey bars, and sucking candy. And what else? Oh my gosh, I got so many wonderful things that I think will make her smile and be happy. And then, of course, because I want to make sure she gets them and is well cared for, I made one more stop and I got boxes of fresh cookies from the from the bakery section at Ralph's and brought fresh cookies for all the staff. But the funnest part was I took Beily with me. Remember, I told you I always wanted the kind of dog that would just, like jump in the car with me and follow me around. Well, he's here with me right now. Let's see if you can see him. See? I'm telling you, 6:00 comes and this little booger comes bouncing in here and curls up with me. No kidding. Anyway, I took him with me. He got so excited to go out in the car. When I stopped at the market to get all the stuff, I left him in the car for a few minutes with the windows down. About that much. But then when I came back, he was so happy to see me that I took him on his leash out of the car and let him walk around the parking lot with me and see the people. He didn't even try to eat anybody. It was awesome. And then we went over to the home and he waited in the car while I dropped everything off at the front door with one of the caregivers. And then I got this crazy idea and I said, would it be all right? Because I knew she was already in the living room. She wasn't in her room. She was already in the living room because they were about to go into dinner. I said, would it be all right if I went over to the windows and said hello to Fritzi? And they said, sure. And I said, and can I bring the dog? And they said, sure. So Beily and I went over to the windows. They wheeled Fritzi over to the window in the dining room. And we sat and visited for like 20 minutes. It was so much fun. Beily was so good the whole time. Not one bark, not one annoying thing. And by the time we were almost done, Fritzi was talking as much to Beily as she was to me. It was really cute. She was so happy to see us. Now that I know that I can get away with that, and that it works because we had the window open this much so she could hear me. I didn't have to hold my phone to talk to her. That part was the best. She's awesome. She's awesome. I think she might be losing her hair. I'm not sure. It might just have been the way they did her hair because, it's curly, so they mousse it, but it was like sticking together in a lot of bald spots. And I know after COVID, a lot of people lose hair. Looked to me like she was losing her hair, but she was in a great mood and chatty Kathy. And I mean, it was just fun. Oh, I know what else. I had a little miracle yesterday. So a friend's sister, got that? One of my friend's sisters lent me a book. Indy wanted to read the book, my lover, my guy. He wanted to read the book. So I said, okay, you read the book first, then I'll read it. Well, he hasn't finished it yet, so I haven't started it. And I told my girlfriend, hey, look, I'm letting him read the book first, so it's going to be a while. Is that okay? And she said, I'll check with my sister. And she said, oh, it's fine. She's already read it. She doesn't have anybody to lend it to, so don't worry about it. Anyway, make a long story short, she sent me a message saying, I have all these people who want to read my book. Are you still reading it? And it was kind of a like that kind of attitude in the message, or at least that's what it sounded like. So I didn't get mean and nasty. I just wrote back and said, no, I'm not through with it, but I will give it back to your sister tomorrow. Thinking if she didn't really need it back tomorrow, she would let me know. Well, she never said anything. So I took the book back. Her sister was furious. How dare she do that to you after all you've done for her? Blah, blah. I said, it's okay. I'll go buy the book. It's not that big of a deal. I came home and I told my guy, look, here's what happened with the book. We don't have it. We need to order it. He said, I just started Audible. I bet I can get it on Audible. And I said, yeah, but that won't help me. He said, yes, it will. Here's how. He ordered the book. And then he asked, I have to say her name softly because she's in here and she'll hear me and do what I ask. He said, hey, you know who, play. And then he said the name of the book. Next thing I know, I am listening to Obama reading his own book. It's like my major miracle. I mean, how much cooler to listen to Obama reading his book than to read it myself and try and imagine him saying those things. So thank you for the miracle, my dear. I am so glad you decided to take your book back. In 1887, today, Anne Sullivan became Helen Keller's teacher. Yeah. Can you imagine being deaf and blind? Talk about your gratitude list for today, huh? By the way, speaking of Helen Keller, I'm going to guess it had to have been 19. Okay, that's just creepy. I have my portal over on my desk that I'm looking at, and it displays all the pictures that are either in my phone or in Facebook. I don't know. And as I'm about to tell you this story, a photo comes up of my 6th grade class. One of those old school photos just came up. And what I want to tell you is that when I was in 6th grade, Mrs. Less, our beautiful teacher, took her top 3 students, one of which was moi, to downtown LA to see Patty Duke. Yeah, to see Patty Duke star in the story of Helen Keller. Wow, what a trip that was. Patty Duke. Yeah, she was pretty amazing. 1991. Rodney King, the thing that started those huge, awful riots in Los Angeles. I think it was like 63 people ended up dead and over $1 billion worth of damage. Was one of those police pullover things, pulled the guy out, and there was footage of the police beating him up. I think I read later there were some other stories going on. I don't remember the whole story. All I do remember was, can't we all just get along? That's my favorite Rodney King quote. Hey, somebody made their debut, not debut, but it was kind of like their big chance was today. 1985, let me look. 1985. Do you remember Moonlighting? Ugh, I never missed that show. There was this new guy, Bruce Willis. He was like this wisecracking, kind of cute, dimply, total sexual tension between him and co-star, beautiful model Sybil Shepherd. Moonlighting. Do you remember that show? Every single week, that's what we did. Oh, what else? The Star Spangled Banner, easy for you to say. I mean, that should be one of our tongue twisters. The Miracle Worker, that was the name of it. Thank you. Anne Bancroft won the Academy Award for it. You're right. But I saw the play. It was so good. Okay. I was reading the comments. Sorry. I got carried away. But you still get a sip and a smile, right? Okay, wait a minute. You were on what show? You were on Moonlighting? No kidding? JB says he was on Moonlighting. How fun is that? I loved that show. And I didn't even know you were on it. And I still loved it. Jean Harlow died today. Not today, but today, like in 1911 or so. She was born in 1911. I don't know. She was that bomb blanche. I can't say anything today. She was that blonde bombshell. Yes, she was a hotsy totsy. Alexander Graham Bell's birthday. We can thank him. Where is it? We can thank him that it's over there. We can thank him that we have the phones that we have today and so many other things. How is it that brilliant people are just brilliant all over the place? We don't have a whole lot of one-hit wonders when it comes to inventions, do we? I think people who are that kind of creative are just that kind of creative. Words are hard on Wednesdays. I'm having a terrible time with words today. Today's the anniversary of the death of Danny Kaye. I love Danny Kaye. What is it he said in A Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court? That was him, right? The chalice at the palace. Come on, JB, you know that. I can't remember, but he was trying to remember what was poison and what wasn't. I want that line. Somebody get me that line. The chalice at the palace has the brew that is true, or something like that. I love that line. Okay. Sandy Dennis died today. She died really young. Do you remember her? She was an actress. She had kind of like funny teeth. She was a really good actress. I think I was attracted to her as a person because her name was Sandy Dennis. And I was Sandy and my brother was Dennis. And she was both of us. Kind of weird, right? But then I told you I had a boyfriend for years whose name was Donnie Michael. Those were first and middle name, Donnie Michael. He was Israeli, so his name was Donnie Michael. My kids' names were Donnie and Michael. So everybody assumed he was the father of my children, which of course he wasn't. But we used to call him Biggie because he was Big Donnie. I love names. Names are so cool. Tomorrow's going to be a very special day for names. I'm going to just tell you now. So it's What is your anthem day? It's the anniversary of the Star Spangled Banner, but what is your personal anthem? Mine has something to do with being happy, like the word art today. We'll talk about that before we go. It's Cold Cuts Day. I know it's not an exciting lunch or dinner, but at least you know what to have. But you get it with, yes, it is mulled wine day. Doesn't that mean it's rotten? That's all I know. You warm it up and you let it get yucky and then you drink it? I don't get it. Maybe it gets you drunk faster. It's also, this is such a cool day. It's Soup It Forward Day. See, I said it. Soup It Forward Day. You know, when you make soup, you don't make just 2 or 3 helpings of soup. You make a big pot of soup. Put it in some jars and share the soup day. It's going to be cold. People need soup. Soup it forward today. Another way of saying share. And now, finally, it is I want you to be happy. Yeah, no, seriously. I want you to be happy day. Happy talk, keep talking, happy talk. Talk about things you like to do. That was from South Pacific, and that has nothing to do with anything except it's happy. And it reminded me, and by the way, that's why the thumbnail for today's morning coffee is me with How to Be Happy, the first book I wrote. How to be happy when it looks like there's nothing to be happy about. So I was looking for something to use today for happiness. And it says, by the way, and today's word art, that being happy is my power, but teaching others how to be happy is my superpower. So here in the book on page 8 and 9, we have 25 ways to get happy. I'm going to share a few with you because my superpower is teaching people how to be happy. The first one, of course, is the most important. Smile, laugh, and giggle. Those are the gateway drugs to joy. Practice reframing your thoughts. I mean, what else could that mean? Yeah, it could be something bad, but it could also be something good, couldn't it? How can you reframe that? Make it positive. Let's see. Hang out with happy, positive people. You're here, so you're on the road. Stand up straight, chin up, shoulders back, chest out, head up. Happy starts with how you hold yourself. It starts with how you hold your face. Spend time with kids and baby animals, or at least look at their pictures. Make a gratitude list. Grateful people are happy people. Because when you can be grateful for what you have instead of bemoaning what you're missing, your life is going to be a whole lot better. Okay, JB found it for me. Thank you. I'm going to end with that because that makes me happy. Danny Kaye, my hero. Here we go. The pellet with the poisons in the vessel with the pestle. The chalice from the palace has the brew that is true. Yes! Thank you, JB. You just made me happy. All right, go out there, share the happy. Share the happy. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.